Hello again. So now once we have imported our first instrument, we can actually create a strategy. And we're gonna do that by clicking on this tab Strategies and just hit the button Add Strategy. This will create a basic strategy from a template that we can modify then. So now if you click on strategy 0, you will first get taken to the strategy settings, and I'm gonna call this strategy Euro US dollar and hit enter. Now I want the strategy to use the Euro US dollar 1 minute instrument as a trade output. Since this is the only instrument that is available, I have to do that anyways. So now the other settings, training size, actually defines the size of the training sample. Now Algominr uses a lot of prediction methods to create strategies, and those prediction methods, such as artificial neural networks, will need training data. And so we're going to split up the imported data into a training sample and one sample where we're going to test how well our strategy behaves out of sample. So I'm going to leave this at 75% and the testing size at 25%. Now, we first want to change the logic of the strategy, and we're going to click on logic. So this is the logic tree of the strategy. You can, by the way, pan around this plane by just holding down the left mouse button and dragging around. Now, okay, this is the strategy logic tree of the strategy. The top node is the output node. This one creates the market buy or sell signal as an output. And this signal will then also be later delivered in a prediction or to the backtester. Below the market buy sell node, we have a linear regression, which regresses a return up down node back on indicators. So the indicators are the features or the inputs to the linear regression, and the return up down node is basically the objective, what the node should predict. So if we take a look at this bar price input node, I can click on this button to change it, and what you can see is just an output preview down here, and also which bar column should be given as output of this node. And we will just stick with the closing price, and we will add this node. And now we have also the return up down node, and this node is very important because it translates the input to this node into a +1 or -1 signal. This is to label which points are good points to buy or sell this instrument. So the shift will define how far into the future the return should be calculated, and I'm going to choose 199 minutes. And the threshold defines how large the return has to be to create a buy or a sell, so +1 or -1 signal. All right. So this node takes any input and transforms it into a series of +1, zeros, and -1s. All right, and it will do so. +1s will be generated if the return of the current observation is larger than 1 plus the threshold, and into a -1 if the current observation is smaller than 1 minus the threshold. All right, so we add this. And now we can take a look at this linear regression. There are at the moment no kind of settings. However, what you see down here is the output preview. that is generated based on the indicators. Alright. So the last node that we want to change is the market buy and sell node. And we click on this change button, and we again get a little overview. We can change the threshold. So which input signals will generate a buy and which will generate a sell signal is again similarly defined as in the return up down node. If the input to this node is larger than 0.5, it will generate a buy signal. If it is smaller than minus 0.5, it will generate a sell signal. Now, this is the timeout, which just defines how long a position should be held at max. And we will set it here to 235 minutes, which is a little bit longer than what the linear regression expects the return to reach the level that has been defined in the return up down node. I know this sounds all a little bit complicated, but once you use the system, you will quite quickly figure out how everything works. Alright, I think that's it for now. You can change this strategy logic quite easily. You can add new nodes by clicking on the add button of one of the nodes, and you can change them and you can delete them. I will go into more depth of that system in a later video. But that's it for now, and I think I'm gonna see you in the next video where I will show you how to train this strategy and test if it is actually profitable. See you in a bit.